Hey guys, it's Deb. I cannot tell you how excited I am to bring you season 2 of Killer Instinct. Now, if you watched season 1, you know that it was played in The Sims 4. However, due to the fact that at this particular moment we do not have any new ways to kill off our Sims in The Sims 4, and because I wanted season 2 to be completely different, new, fresh, and exciting, I decided to play it in The Sims 3. And I have a very rich storyline planned out for this season. We will be playing more than one character in this season. Characters who are at odds with each other. So that should make it really interesting. Now, if you have not seen season 1 and you don't want to watch all those episodes and you just want to get on with season 2, I highly recommend that you watch the finale episode of season 1. It is a very short machinima video, and it will let you know who the characters are and kind of what's going on so that you are not completely lost with the storyline and what's going on. I also highly recommend that you watch the trailer for season 2. It is an extremely short machinima video, and it lets you know where we are now, what the where the characters are starting from. So yeah, go ahead and check those two videos out. Like I said, they are both extremely short. Now, we are playing in a city called Derielle. And the reason that I chose Derielle is because both the creators of this world and the creators of Willow Creek based their worlds on New Orleans, Louisiana. So this was the absolute perfect place to play. And as you can see, at the moment, I am playing Daniel York. And this is Daniel's apartment. You can see it's very, very small. It's just a studio apartment. He doesn't have the money at the moment for anything larger. As you can see, he only has 908 simoleons to his name. Now, if you watch season 1, you know that Daniel's father, Aiden York, amassed quite a fortune by marrying women and killing them for their money. You know, and it was even rumored that when he died, Aiden had over 1 million simoleons in cash. The funny thing is, though, that when Aiden died, that cash mysteriously disappeared. And, you know, so most people think, well, the only people who had heard that he even had that much cash were his family, his son, Adam, which Adam really didn't hear that rumor, but his mother heard the rumor. His mother is named Emily Benson. And she thinks that it was basically just a rumor and that there was no truth in it at all whatsoever. However, Daniel has a different opinion. Daniel believes that he did have over $1 million in cash, and Daniel believes that that cash was stolen. And in a moment, I will tell you who Daniel thinks stole all of Aiden's cash. Now, when Aiden was alive, he was paying the rent on the home that Emily Benson and Adam lived in. And when he died, he left his home and all of his possessions to Adam's mother, Emily, in order to take care of Adam. Now, at that time that he wrote the will, he had no idea that he had another son. That's why he did not name Daniel in his will, because he did not know he existed. So after he died, Emily, she got the home, and what she decided to do was she decided to go ahead and sell Aiden's home and his possessions and buy a smaller home so that she could have money to take care of Adam and send him to school and make sure he got the best education. So she did buy a home here in Derielle. It's a very nice home, but it's not a mansion or anything like that. And she did have to get a job. She used part of the money to go back to school and get herself an education as well so that she could get a job to support her son. So that is what she did. And she used that money to take care of Adam. And she thinks that all that she got, the house and Aiden's possessions were all that Aiden really had. Now, Emily Benson and Adam have no idea that Aiden was a serial killer. The only ones who know that Aiden was a serial killer are Daniel and Daniel's aunt, Violet, aka Faith Stalker Russo. And Violet is the person who Daniel believes stole Aiden's money. No one, it never came out that Aiden had killed all these women. Anyone who knew Aiden, they just thought that he was an entrepreneur. Even Emily Benson, she believes that he was just an entrepreneur. She believes that Aiden was a good person, and so does Adam. Okay, also, Adam and Emily have no idea that Aiden took his own life. They think that Aiden died in a tragic accident, an accidental house fire is how they think that he died. The only ones, again, who know that Aiden took his own life are Daniel and Violet, aka Faith Stalker Russo. Violet also lives here in Derielle, so let's just see exactly what Violet is up to right now, why don't we? And it looks like Violet is at the cemetery. I wonder why she is here. And this looks like a really nice tomb right here. I wonder who could be buried inside this tomb. Well, let's just find out who's here. And it looks like Violet has decided to take a nap. And as we can see, Rose is buried here. Now, Rose is Daniel's mother, and she is Violet's sister. And the only reason that Violet went by the name of Faith was so that Aiden would not figure out that she was Rose's sister. Now, the reason that Rose has this really nice tomb here is because when Daniel decided to move his father's remains to Derielle, he decided he wanted to move his mother's remains here as well. Now, Daniel's entire life, all he ever heard was how wonderful his mother was and how good of a person she was and how kind-hearted she was, and that there was no one on the planet who was better than his mother, Rose. So he told his Aunt Violet that he wanted her to spare no expense when she moved Rose's remains here, that he wanted her to have the kind of resting place that, befitted someone as wonderful as her. And he told Violet, he says, I know that you have the money. Kind of hinting at the fact that he knows that she stole Aiden's cash. So what could Violet do? She pretty much had to do, what Daniel wanted at that point. Now, Violet really loved her sister Rose, but she was also at the same time jealous of Rose. And the reason is because, Rose had Aiden's love. Rose was in love. Rose was expecting a child with Aiden, and Rose was happy, and Violet was never happy. And one of the reasons that Violet was never happy is because of the childhood that she had. Now, Violet and Rose's father was an alcoholic, and he would have these violent rages, and he would always seem to direct his anger toward Violet. He was always very kind to Rose, and that's probably the reason why Rose turned out to be such a good person. And his anger was always directed toward Violet, and not only was he verbally abusive to Violet, he was also physically abusive to Violet. So she wanted to get out of that situation as fast as she could, and she was a little jealous because he was so nice to Rose. And the reason that their father was kind to Rose and not kind to Violet was because he had a suspicion that Violet was not his biological child. However, Violet definitely was his biological child, and the reason why he did not think she was is because he had very dark hair like Rose, and Violet actually took the hair color after her maternal grandmother. So, her mother had kind of dark hair too. But, her grandmother on her mother's side had the same hair color that she has. And that's who she took it after. But her father was always kind of suspicious that she was not really his child. And that's why, that was just an excuse for him to turn his anger toward Violet. So that was one reason why she was jealous of Rose. And let's just see where Miss Violet is going right now. I have a suspicion where I think she's going. And Violet does visit the graveyard, the cemetery, quite often. Not, only to visit her sister, but there is someone else here who she comes to visit on a regular basis. And I bet you can't guess who that someone is. And yes, it is Aiden York. She does come to visit Aiden York. Now, Violet actually fell in love with Aiden, if you could call it that. What she considers being in love or love is not necessarily what a normal person would consider being in love. But you might want to say that she was obsessed with Aiden, and she still remains obsessed with him until this day. She remains obsessed. And every time that she comes to see him, she does bring a single red rose and leaves it at his grave. Just like when he was alive, she used to leave red roses all around his property just to kind of freak him out a little bit. But yeah, she still does that. Now, Violet is in the criminal career, and she has worked her way up quite high in the ranks of the criminal career. And that being said, Daniel has also just joined the crime organization. Now, the branch of the crime organization that he has joined is a different branch from the one that Violet belongs to. The branch that he has joined is called The Family, and he is currently a punk within this criminal organization. However, before he is actually really accepted into this organization, he must go through an initiation. Now, he is going to be given a mission on this initiation, and if he fails this mission for some reason, not only will he not be allowed to join the family, he will also be immediately killed, because the family will think they cannot trust him, and at that point he will know too much about them to be allowed to live. So this mission that he must undertake for his initiation, is not just, going to say whether or not he gets to be in this crime organization. It also will determine whether or not he lives. Okay, and you can see story progression is still filling up my town. I did use NRAS story progression to populate this town, and while it has been populating, I have had Daniel reading the skill books that you get when you buy the bookcase. He's completed the cooking book. He completely read it. He's read most of the handiness book, and now you can see he was reading the logic book, which he's going to have to stop reading because he's going to have to go and find out what his mission is going to be for his initiation. Now, this morning in his mailbox, he found this key to a dusty old chest, and there were some very cryptic directions along with this key. And the directions said that he has to go to a consignment shop that looks like a toy store. And he is new in town, but he has seen a consignment shop that he thinks is the right one. And it's right down here. And it does look like a toy store, basically. And the directions said to go here and search for knowledge. So those were the directions, the cryptic directions that he has been given to find out what mission he must complete in order to complete his initiation into the family. Excuse me, my allergies have got my throat all scratchy. But we're going to let him go ahead and go over there and see what this initiation is. Now, one thing I do want to show you really, really fast, although you know that Daniel has no money practically, he does have a very, very nice car. And this car was a gift from his Aunt Violet. And it's one of the only gifts that his Aunt Violet has ever given him. And because of that, he treasures this car. He really loves this car, and he takes the best care of it possible because it does mean a lot to him. Now, all the while he was growing up, Violet did take care of his basic needs. She sent him to one of the very best boarding schools. But the years that he spent at the boarding school were not happy years at all. They were very lonely years, very unhappy years. And Violet very rarely came to visit him, on holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas and all of the major holidays. She would always come up with some excuse why she could not come to see him. So, he spent a very, very lonely years there. He hated that school. He hated being there. And, in his heart of hearts, he always dreamed and always wished that his father would come and find him and take him away from there and give him the kind of love and home and family that he really, really craved. But, little did he know, Aiden, his father, did not even know that he existed. So that never happened. But yeah, his relationship with Violet, was very, very, it was not a close relationship and not a loving relationship at all. It was more of like, it was her obligation to take care of him, and so she did. That's basically what it was. So here he is at the toy store, and he's going to kind of look around a little bit and see if he can figure out where this dusty old chest is. Now, there is a chest over here. Let's open it. And it appears to be just a toy chest full of toys, so it is not the right chest. Okay, and I see another chest right over here. Okay, and obviously that is not the correct chest either. So his cryptic directions said search for knowledge. So he doesn't really see anything down here, but he sees that there is an upstairs to this store. So he's going to go ahead and come up here and see if he can figure out, what these directions mean. How to find out where this chest is that this key opens, where this dusty old chest is hiding. And inside that chest are his instructions for his initiation. Okay, well, he's up here and he does see these bookcases. And, it's common sense. If you are searching for knowledge, one place that you could find knowledge is in a book. So he's going to examine this bookcase and see if he can find a book that looks out of place. A book that maybe something is hidden inside of. So he's looking at the bookcase, and he's pushing on it, banging on it, and he realizes that this bookcase is actually a door. So he is going to go ahead and open this door and see what is behind it. So here he goes. And he has found a hidden room back here. Okay, in this room is just full of a bunch of clutter and boxes. And I do see a chest over here. So he is going to come over here, and he is going to see if this key will open this chest. And it does. And here is what he's got inside. There is Dexter the bear, there is a pistol, and there is a photograph. So he is going to take all of these items. And now he is going to go ahead and go on home. He's not going to risk looking at these items here at this store because, he's afraid that someone might walk in and catch him, find him in this hidden room and, want to know what he's doing. He has no idea where this consignment person is who's supposed to be working that register, but he does not want to get caught. So he is going to go on home. And he is hungry. So what he's going to do is he's going to have a quick meal. He's going to have himself a bowl of soup and eat the soup while he looks at the items that were inside the trunk. So that's what he's going to do. Okay, so he finds out that this bear has a knife hidden inside it. And there is a pistol, and there is this photograph that's labeled a hit list photo. So he's going to look at it. And this is a photo of someone named Owen Reese. Okay, and he's got the information on this Owen Reese. And it seems that Owen Reese is also a member of the crime family. However, Owen is also a cop. He's a police detective. And his job for the family was to infiltrate the police department and give information back to the family from the police department. However, instead of doing what he was supposed to do, he ended up becoming a snitch, and he ended up giving the police department information that caused one of the members of the family to be killed. So he has to die. So that is that is Daniel's mission. His initiation mission into the family is to kill this Owen Reese. Now, he kind of thought that it would be to kill someone, but, at the same time, he's starting to get a little bit nervous because he has never killed anyone before. He knew that his father was a killer, and he knew, he had agreed to take on, this job to be an assassin. But when it comes right down to it, killing someone, he's kind of nervous about it. And the person that he is going to kill is obviously a very skilled person himself, because he is pretty high level. He was pretty high level in the family and pretty high level in the police department. So he is quite a tough guy, and we don't know. Owen does not know that the family is on to him. He does not know the family has put a hit on him. He still thinks everything is fine. However, he's the kind of guy who always will watch his back. So it might be rather difficult for Aiden to kill him. We shall just see. Now, I'm sorry, I keep calling Daniel Aiden. It might be difficult for Daniel to kill Owen, and Daniel is a little bit nervous about the whole thing. His very first kill, he's starting to wonder if, maybe he did the right thing. Is he really cut out for this kind of life? That's what he's thinking right now as he does his dishes. But Owen Reese's address was in the documents, in the chest. And he lives on Mosquito Road. So Daniel's going to go and try to find him and see if he is at home. And here is his house right here. Here's the Reese household. Now, it doesn't appear that anyone is home, but Daniel is going to go ahead and come over here, and he is going to case out the house and possibly break into the home. And maybe he could hide in the house and wait for Owen to come home and take him by surprise and kill him that way. At this moment, he does not really know. He's thinking about playing in the ocean to kind of relieve some stress. Now, let's just make sure he's going to kind of look around and make sure that no one is coming. And he has decided that he's going to go up and he's going to look in the window. He's not on the lot, so he's got to go here first. And he's going to come up and look in the window and just make sure that no one is here. And hopefully no one will come home while he is looking in this window. And he's looking in and he does not see anyone. And he's thinking, would it be a good idea to break in and wait and hide? It is 7:35. And the only thing is, what if someone else lives here and someone else comes home? because, this is a two-story home. It most likely has bedrooms upstairs. And there's more than likely more than one person living here. So he's not really sure what he should do at this point. But he's thinking he could go ahead and break in and kind of look around. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to break into the house really, really quick. And see. Oh no, somebody. Oh, look who it is. It's Owen. Owen is home. And Daniel is breaking into the house. And he's going to get caught by Owen. And he hears Owen coming up behind him. And Daniel's heart starts pounding in his chest because he's being caught breaking into the house by Owen. So the only thing he knows to do is he's going to try to shoot Owen before Owen gets to him. Because if Owen realizes that he's breaking into his house, Owen's liable to kill him because, Owen is part of the family and Owen can kill people too. Oh no, someone else is here. Now what's he gonna do? Lydia is here. He cannot risk having someone see what he's doing. He cannot risk getting caught. So he's gonna put the gun back up really quick. He cannot risk it. And he's going to go here, and he's going to play like he's drunk. He's going to pretend like he's drunk, and he's stumbling around, and he's looking for his house, and he doesn't know, where he's going, things like that. Now, it looks like he's going to be invited inside. Do we already know them? Let's see if they have seen him. They haven't really seen him yet. So he's going to just kind of go over here and just kind of wander off and pretend like he was drunk or whatever. Okay, now, all right, it looks like Lydia. It looks like Lydia has gone off. Now, there can be no witnesses, and he does not want to kill her too. Now, the reason that he does not want to kill her too is because if he kills someone that the family has not told him to kill, that becomes a messy kill. He cannot have any witnesses at all, and he only wants to kill the person that they told him to kill. For all he knows, this girl over here, Lydia, I think was what her name was. For all he knows, she is also a member of the family, and if he killed a member of the family that they did not tell him to kill, they would kill him. So, he's going to try and kill Owen without Lydia seeing. So he's going to go here. He is going to give Owen a friendly introduction. Or not. Okay, he's going to go ahead and knock on the door. He's still carrying the gun, but he's got it where Owen can't really see it. And he's just hoping, beyond all hope, that Lydia does not come back and that no one else comes home. Are you going to let us in? He's going to let us in. We're going to be invited inside. And he is just getting really nervous at this point. Now, Owen has got his back to Daniel. Now, Daniel could shoot him in the back right now. But he does not want, to shoot him out here on the porch. He does not want anyone to see him. Now, he does have a silencer on his gun. But he wants to be inside. Okay, and now here he is. He is alone with Owen. And Owen has no idea. Owen has his back to Daniel. Now, When Daniel rang the doorbell, he introduced himself to Owen and he said, I'm new with the family and I came over here to get a little bit of advice. You know, they told me that you would help me and that you would show me the ropes. Because, see, Owen does not know that the family knows that he's a snitch, okay? So that is the thing that Daniel told Owen in order to get into the house. So Owen thinks that, you know, Daniel is one of him, you know, like a fellow, well, a fellow mob guy. He has no idea that Daniel is here to kill him. Now, Daniel has never killed anyone before, like I said earlier, and he is extremely nervous right now. His hand is sweating. He feels a little bit uneasy, but he knows that he has to do this job, and he knows that only a coward shoots someone in the back. But he's only going to get one shot at this, and if he fails, you know, Owen will probably kill him. And if Owen does not kill him, the family will. Now, he was waiting to see if Owen was going to turn around, and it looks like Owen is not going to turn around. So Daniel is going to go ahead, and he is going to shoot Owen in the back. Although, shooting someone in the back, in Daniel's opinion, is a cowardly way to kill someone. Let's see. He has decided to compliment his home and maybe get him to turn around. So at least he sees what is coming. And he has turned around. He is not going to shoot him in the back. And this is it. Daniel takes one last glance over his shoulder and sees that no one is here, no one is looking. And he is going to go ahead and he is going to shoot Owen. And Owen is looking right straight at him. So Owen is going to know what is coming.
Krela, Nork.
So here he goes. He's going to shoot Owen. Oh, and I think he only... No, he got him. It went right through his chest. Now, although Daniel has a silencer on this weapon, he is going to put it in his inventory, and he is going to run outside really quick. He's going to go here. Before Lydia comes back, before, you know, anyone knows what he has done or finds out what he has done. Oh, no, there's Lydia. She is running in the house. She is going to find out if he is not careful. Let's see if she has noticed us. She's not on our relationship panel, so that means that she saw a figure, but she does not know who we are. She did not get a good enough look at Daniel to identify him. So Daniel's coming here, and Lydia sees that Owen has been shot. And there's Owen. He is dead. He is dying. He will be dead very, very shortly. We're just waiting on the Grim Reaper to come and take his body. And here comes the Grim Reaper. And Daniel will have to stay on this lot until the Grim Reaper takes Owen's body away. And you cannot go inside, dude. You gotta have to stay right here. I know you gotta pee, but, you know, it's just one of those things. Okay, so he is dead. He is a ghost. Let's just see. He's going to plead for his life, of course, and we will just see whether or not Grim lets him live. And he is an evil sim, so I doubt that Grim will let him live. And Daniel, you have to stay on the lot, dude. And so, so he is dead. He is pleading for his life.
Numbo.
And we will just see what happens. No, he's not going to get to... Okay. Daniel York recently... Or Daniel York witnessed the death of Owen Reese recently. Do you wish to take credit for the kill and enter the realm of assassination? And yes, we do. Okay. Dark shadows and stealth are your stalwart companions. Daniel yearns for the knowledge of life and death and now has the ability to poison Sims. With greater skill comes the ability to end your enemies by more amusing means. Okay, so Daniel did complete his mission and he will be accepted into the family. And with that said, I have gone way over time, so I have to say goodbye. But I want to thank you all so very much for watching. Please let me know what you think about everything in the comments down below. And as always, if you did enjoy this video, please leave me a like. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. I'll see you all next time.